All right, welcome to the practice exam. Before you head to these problems, make sure that you've done a good amount of studying, gone back over homework problems and solutions, and reviewed each lesson from the unit so that you can actually assess how ready you are for the exam. One thing that I think is very useful to do is to build a map of the unit to make sure that you've got all your bases covered and that you understand the unit as a whole. And what I would do is recommend going through lesson by lesson and building this map. So going through and saying, okay, what are the major topics of the unit? So maybe the first 3 lessons cover a major topic of approximating the area under a curve using Riemann sums. And then within that, make sure you know all definitions and any theorems, and kind of go through the unit step by step, putting this together for yourself, and that will help you have a clear and concise understanding going into the problems that you're doing. And then when I post the solutions, I'll take you through what my map would look like, but it would be good for you to build yours yourself. All right, here are some practice questions for you. The ones in white are a bunch of good questions that I've picked out that cover most, if not all, of the different topics, but that doesn't mean that just being able to do all of these questions guarantees that you know everything from the unit. There might be 1 or 2 smaller things that maybe don't get touched on in all of these questions. The ones in green down below are questions that are more rigorous free response style questions, like you might see on the free response questions on our exam and on the AP test. One last thing to add is that as you're going through these questions, you might see within that particular section that there are more questions of that type. And so if you notice that's something that you really want to work on, feel free to take a look at those as well.